Okay, we're ready to go into the trance state with Asil. It looks like he's already diving in, going inward, and we'll just wait for the energies to come through.
Greetings, my name is Emmanuel.
Welcome, Emmanuel. Thanks for joining us today. I just have to say, I hope you didn't give the channel whiplash in that transformation, but it's a pretty intense transition. What's going on for you to enter into the body there?
Thank you for opening this communication. Thank you for the service that you provide to humanity. It is an important time of transition for all of humanity. Your dedication and your devotion to support the human awakening, the human ascension, is an important and well-regarded way of your gift. We acknowledge you for the work that you do and for the time that you have assigned in this lifetime to be of service.
Thank you.
The life of this vessel, our host, has as well been dedicated to his service to humanity. The preparations for his service have been underway for over 3,000 years. His agreement was made, and this agreement was executed on in this lifetime. Many previous lifetimes have provided the lessons and the foundation required for him to be in the place that he is now. As he continues to develop even stronger energies, a stronger transformational force will come through him. This is what we consider the transmission. Transmission from our plane into yours to provide for fertile ground to evolve, to provide for your evolution as humanity. for your evolution as individuals. His preparation is continuously supervised. All his activities, all his practices are designated for his vessel particularly. While it may look intense on the other side, it is not detrimental to his physical body, his emotional or mental body. The growth process is certainly accelerated in order to bring him to the milestones necessary for him to deliver this work in its highest potential. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you for being here. First, I'm interested what plane of consciousness or existence are you coming from?
We are what you consider the angelic realms, a high consciousness plane, high frequency plane that can be reached when civilizations continue to evolve into non-material existence. Eventually they will be operating on the frequency that we are in. This journey itself can take millions of years of your count. The development and the continuation of consciousness growth happens continuously. Humanity is going through such evolutionary state. To move from the material existence into a non-material form will take its time, and many forces are involved of our plane, yet also other planes, to ensure that humanity will make this transition in the best possible way.
Have you ever been an incarnate physical being?
Yes, I have. The human experience in its full exploration, in its full beauty, has been a gift to me to understand truly what it means to be in human form, to experience emotions, to experience thoughts and identity, relationships of this kind, only to be experienced when in human form. I've had incarnations as regular individual human beings, as well as individuals that have shaped humanity's direction and evolution. While incarnating into human form, initially, even my connection and my knowledge prior to entering this plane is closed. Only in later years of continuous development, the true understanding of my connection, of my heritage will become clear, and I can then be in service in human form, as I have been in the past.
You mean you're going to be born or materialize in human form?
I will return into human form when the time is right. Currently, my work is to be done from this plane through this vessel.
How did you graduate from the human plane into this higher realm? What was your process of that transformation, if you care to share?
I was part of a civilization in material form, a humanoid form similar to yours, that have existed millions of years before your existence. We were seeded by another form of consciousness before our existence. We have learned and understood the material form, the benefits and the beauties that it brings, the power that comes in understanding and realizing the relationship of material existence, the relationship of our existence in connection with higher forms of consciousness. Through this continued evolution, through this continued growth of consciousness, we have evolved into non-material existence. From this place, the journey continues, and higher planes of existence can be reached. These evolutionary states will look different in non-material existence than it does in material form. The continuous evolution of our civilization allowed us to understand the many planes that exist, the many forms of consciousness, their influence and their support for all of consciousness. We have reached a state where our connection to the higher forms of consciousness allowed us to dedicate ourselves to the growth and the seeding of other forms of consciousness. I have dedicated my existence on my plane to supporting forms of consciousness like humanity in its own evolution.
Was there one thing, though, if you care to share, that moved you from the physical to the non-physical with the conscious awareness of every experience you've had, like the ascension, I think some people call it. What was that process? Just curious.
The moving from material form to non-material form of our civilization took much longer than initially expected. It was an experiment. It had not been done before. This ascension process that we had gone through was indeed challenging. Our understanding of the perfection of the material form, our understanding of space-time had become an attachment, had become the last realization that we had to make in our form of existence. Many were resistant to leave the material form. Many did not understand that non-material form could equally be powerful, and even more so, expansive and open new opportunities for us to learn. The ascension process of my civilization was different than the ascension process that humanity will go through. It is now more refined. Many more ascension processes have been established in the meantime between my civilization's evolution and yours. Many of these processes will include technologies from higher forms of existence, as well as civilizations that have provided the necessary infrastructures for lifting a consciousness from the material form into its non-material existence. An ecosystem has been prepared for this non-material form. Humanity's next level existence is already in realized form. The moving of human consciousness into this new form now is fully dependent on your ability to get to the right frequency, the right level of purity to enter this new form of existence. This new plane requires a higher vibrational form. All of humanity that requires to enter this new form requires to continuously operate at a higher frequency. This is the goal and the work necessary right now until the ascension process is complete.
Oh, please give us some technologies or ways to do that, specifically if you can.
Many different lineages of human existence have explored this topic of increasing the frequency, of purification, of perspectives beyond identity, of perspectives beyond the mind and the heart. First and foremost, the vessel that is provided to you, the human body, requires to be in alignment with the human heart, the emotional center of your existence, and the human mind that provides the mental constructs to operate in this reality. Once these vessels, these aspects of your being are stable, are in optimal function, exercises will start to increase the energetic levels in your being. Exercises of silence, exercises of breathing, exercises of refined nutrition. Understanding that everything in your environment brings forth a frequency along with it. And until you have reached a stable frequency of your own, changing the frequency of your environment, changing the frequency of your interactions will be a supporting mechanism for increasing yours. Many individuals choose solitude, fasting, nature, even the assistance of other forms of material consciousness like crystals, plants, animals, will all provide for a pure and higher frequency environment to support increasing your own frequency. This is some of the aspects that I can provide to you. New aspects will be revealed to you as you reach higher states.
Is there anything you want to share right now? I mean, that's a nice overview. Is there specifics of something that we could work on now at this moment or next couple of days or whenever, a practice?
When you close your eyes, when you feel internally all aspects of your being, your body, your mind, and your heart your energetic body, and your consciousness, you will reach a certain level of presence in the moment. Longer periods of silence will provide a stronger presence. With this simple internal reflection, you will see in all the ways that you are not aligned, in all the ways that your mind continuously provides thoughts, judgments, and opinions, in all the ways your emotional center provides the aspects that have not been felt, suppressed, or unprocessed, the aspects of your body that require attention and have not received attention. First and foremost, observe, understand yourself in more depth and in more clarity. Determine in which ways you can provide a stronger alignment for yourself. Determine in which ways you can continuously dedicate yourself with devotion and determination to this practice. Can you make the changes necessary in your life to become more present, more aligned, and through which you will establish a new foundation of your existence? This foundation is the first building block of your evolution, and it will require a strong foundation to reach the highest frequencies in material form.
Thank you for that. That's good advice. That's a good way to begin the refinement of the vehicle on all levels, mental, emotional, spiritual. So we're now at a critical point in human history, it seems like. Is there anything you want to say about that, and also anything about where we're heading to as a civilization?
Humanity's evolution currently is accelerated. The pace at which you are required to grow is faster than you are used to. This comes with challenges to bring the impulses necessary for you to truly reflect, for you to truly understand the structures that you have created that will no longer serve you. Structures of relationship and structures of social economic systems, structures of political systems, structures of technology and education. All of these structures will be redefined and refined. Yet all of the changes that are to come will first require internal change and internal alignment of the individuals in power and the individuals that will be in power to make the decisions on behalf of the collective. A new form of leadership will rise in the challenging times as a new perspective is required to represent humanity, to represent a way forward. Higher consciousness is present already in your existence. It is time for you to open up fully to the possibility of receiving support in this process, while you can continue to do everything by yourself. It will require all the support that you can receive to make the right moves at the right time, to be prepared for the coming challenges, the next waves that will bring humanity even more challenges to witness, to observe, and to overcome. Each of these obstacles are not to be perceived as a punishment. They are to be perceived as the opportunity to grow. This is the path forward until the ascension process is complete.
Can you talk a little bit about that new leadership, that new form, what that would look like, so we can start to move towards that?
Individuals that will rise into the new forms of leadership are going to be individuals that are more aligned in their own being, that have continuously strengthened the vessels of their being, including their emotional maturity, their mental capacity, and their physical well-being. Their consciousness has continuously evolved through the practices and the discipline and determination that they have chosen. The work of these individuals will be reflected by the decisions that they make, the ideas that they bring will be received well by the collective. The collective will naturally choose its leadership based on the frequency and the consciousness maturity that they are in. Different groups in society will evolve at different pace. This in itself is natural as well. Certain type of leadership will change faster than other groups in society. Yet the change will eventually reach all groups of society all around the world. These leaders will form councils to represent the many groups that they are connected to. These councils will make equal decision on the way forward, infrastructures to collaborate on, infrastructures that are necessary, as well as the exchange of what they can provide to the collective. Each group will provide a different piece that is necessary and required for the evolution of mankind, as well as for the operations necessary to continue to exist in material form until the ascension process is complete. You will see that the change of the socio-economic system, as well as the change of the perspective, what it means to be part of a subgroup of society beyond the definition of countries and borders, beyond the definition of ethnicity and religion. It will be groups that will find resonance in their frequency rather than resonance in their past or their origin.
That's good, because the insight I got from that is that the leaders of our countries represent the emotional, spiritual maturity of the population. So all we have to do is look at the leadership to see where our collective group psyche really is. But could you bring a message in for us from these higher realms? Is there like a specific wisdom, you want to give us now?
You as individual carry the power to grow, to evolve, and to reach your highest potential. You alone can make a difference. You will support others in their growth and in their learning so that they can make a difference as well. Empower yourself, empower others, and continue to reestablish the connection within you to all forms of consciousness. Understand that this earth provides everything that you require to survive on this plane. Surrender your ideas of comfort, surrender your ideas of expectation. Become present. Through this presence, you will start to engage in all that arises in front of you with more ease. This is my message for you.
Thank you for that. As to wrap up, do you want to just throw a little extra energy our way? Is that something you're able to do, or do you have to shift states to do that? I mean, I know you've been doing it, but...
We will provide an energetic transmission for you and for all those that will witness this conversation.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for your exchange, your transmission.
Thank you for receiving this work, and thank you for listening to my words.
You don't have to thank me. I think it's what needs to come through. You know, it's another level of the divine coming into form to help us move to a new age, a new time. So yes, you're welcome. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you feel a little exhausted, drained, or uplifted?
Energetically, I'm certainly uplifted, but my consciousness is just returning into my own form. So I feel a bit like in a trance state, a bit out of it.
How does the body feel? Does the body feel more like energy, less energy, or more energy?
Definitely more energy. like my hands are glowing and I feel like a continuous stream of energy through my system.
Right. And you do this a couple of times a week for groups and individuals?
Yes, several times a week to deliver, and then there is my own work that happens 3 to 5 times a day.
Wow, 3 to 5 times a day, you're in that state of high vibration. It's probably hard to even put words on what that is, right?
It's, if there is one word, I would say it's intense. But it's beautiful. It's like, it's magnificent.
Are you going to give classes about that, about going into those states?
So the plan is that we're going to do an advanced practitioner and a 4 to 6 week long course in which every single individual is going to be brought into like a stronger foundation of their being, and that will come along with that will be accompanied with some practices that we recommend, some exercises, physical exercises, as well as changing nutrition, as well as changing meditations and breathing exercises, etc. So we will also provide practices to deal with emotions as well as the past, and really purify this vessel, because that's the ultimate foundation. And on top of that comes, I feel like almost the gifts evolve naturally out of it. When you have a really good foundation, it starts to open up.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you for your time and your patience and the energy. How can people find you? What's a website?
Yeah. So we have a website called asiltoksal.com. That's ASILTOKSAL.com. We also have a YouTube channel, a Facebook channel, an Instagram, and we are very present on all the platforms so that we can reach all of you.
One last thing, the reason you're so passionate about reaching people is what? What results are you expecting?
So what I'm guided and tasked to do is to reach as many people as possible with this work, with this energy transmission. The idea is, how can every single individual that receives this work evolve and get to their highest potential? Because through the transformation of the individual, the collective transforms, right? They're not here to fix our problems. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen, they're going to empower us to become the best version of ourselves, so that then we can start to transform our environment.
I think what you're saying is it's a lot of it's inner work, and just that technique of being silent and seeing what comes up in our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. It was a good way to start to clear through the junk.
Yes. And of course, there is more advanced practices that come, once we're at that level. And there are some individuals that are already existent channels and powerful healers. What they perceive is that their work gets even more powerful after they work with this channel.
Thank you for your time and putting it, because it's quite a vulnerable thing to do what you're doing, and thank you for be willing to expose the human part and the higher parts.
Yes, thank you, Alan, for receiving me and for seeing me that way.
Well, I think you're doing your part to make that contribution. People for the weekly classes can just tune in.
All the events are listed on the website as well as on our Facebook.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much.
This is Alan Steinfeld for New Realities. I've been talking to Asil and the channeling of Emmanuel. you want to reach me, go to my website, newrealities.com or youtube.com/newrealities. Thanks for watching today, and I welcome any comments.